Velvet Buzzsaw was just released this past weekend on Netflix and was directed by Dan Gilroy. I was excited for this movie mainly because of how much I liked Dan Gilroy's first movie, Nightcrawler. I thought it was a very original movie that very smartly satirized the news industry. This movie is a satire about the art industry. When an undiscovered artist dies, his paintings are discovered and brought into the museum, at which point they start to come alive. So the movie was marketed as more of like a mystery, thriller, horror type movie, and it definitely had those elements in there for sure. But by far the majority was just like a drama almost about these pretentious art employees' lives and their relationships. It focused a lot more on that than I would have thought it would. So yeah, the employees of this art museum are all very stuck up, self-centered types, very wealthy, and the first act pretty much just sets up their lives, and it's a lot of just repetitive dialogue, and it just gets really boring watching how selfish they are. To give you an example, Jake Gyllenhaal played the main character, and throughout the whole movie he was trying to date one of his coworkers and make their relationship work, but the entire time he only looked for self-satisfaction within the relationship. He never really tried to make her happy. He was so self-centered and in his own little bubble that even at someone's funeral, he was criticizing the color of the casket. So when the paintings are discovered and start to come to life, I thought things would kind of ramp up a bit, and they did to an extent, but it wasn't gripping at all. When arms would jump out of the paintings and attack someone, I really tried to get invested into it, but I couldn't. And some of that was due to the CGI looking pretty cheap, but it was really just because the movie was so boring up to that point that I just didn't care about any of it. I didn't care about any of the characters at all. And I know that the characters were written in a satirical way, and that you're almost supposed to hate them, but you can still write characters that the audience hates and still cares about if they die or not. What I'm trying to say is, you can write very interesting satirical characters, and this movie didn't do it. There were a couple cool messages in there, such as how the art industry has sort of gone away from appreciating art and made it more into a business. Really cool concept, some cool messages throughout, just terrible characters and terrible execution. I'm gonna have to give Velvet Buzzsaw a 3 out of 10. I mean, I'm glad that Dan Gilroy has these original ideas of things that he wants to make. And I hope he does another original movie. I would totally still watch it. I had never seen a movie like Velvet Buzzsaw. I'm glad I gave it a try. Can't recommend anybody watches it. I don't know who would enjoy this movie. Even someone who really appreciates art, I don't know if they'd really even get enjoyment out of this movie. So, let me know what you guys thought of Velvet Buzzsaw in the comments below. And please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for my next review.